And welcome to Part-Time Nerd with me, your host, Alan. And joining me today, again, I can't get rid of this guy. I can't get rid of him. He keeps coming back. Mr. Rapid Dave himself. How's it going, buddy?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, Just living the dream. Can't complain. I mean, other than the fact that there was no Loki this week, so
True.
That was kind of depressing.
Mm-hmm.
But so we wanted to fill the void. We wanted to keep doing these 2 shows a week and maintain what we're doing. So we went over to Disney Plus and we pulled up the Star Wars Vintage and we watched the Star Wars Clone Wars micro series, the 2D micro series that came out in between the years 2003 and 2005. And this was little shorts. The first 2 seasons, each episode was 3 to 5 minutes long. The third season, the episodes were 12 to 15 minutes long. And what they did was they took the first 2 seasons and made it essentially like one movie. They just threw it all together, ran it continuously, so you didn't have that break in between. And then for the third season, they threw it all together, ran it together, and just made it like one movie. So it's essentially each one movie. They're both a little bit over an hour. I think the first one was 62, 63 minutes, and the second one was like 70 minutes, something along there. So it's not too long of a watch, really quick. It goes by really fast. Now, one thing that I will say with this is not official Star Wars canon. They released it, they had it come out, but after the fact, they changed a lot of things that happened in this. We'll talk about one of the biggest, most glaring things that they really changed with it versus what actually happened in the official Star Wars canon. But let's get into our initial thoughts. What do you got for me today?
It was a bit much to sit down and watch it for a solid hour, and then the second one was a solid hour, but it's really nonstop action. It's right in the heart of the Clone Wars. I like the animation. It throws it back a little bit, reminds you of how they did things in early 2000s, right? I mean, just the animation is really nice, and I really did appreciate that. I enjoyed it. It's seriously very little dialogue. There's a lot of shooting, a lot of blasting. You have to sit there and pay attention because you can't just kind of mail it in. Just listening to something in the background, you can kind of get by. There, not a lot of words are spoken, but all in all, not bad, really. I don't think we got the third season. Because some of the cast, it mentions Darth Vader and whatnot. The 2 episodes we saw, it ends, and he hasn't made the transition yet.
Well, no, but this was to bridge the gap between the Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So, because if you notice where this ends, that's where Revenge of the Sith picks up, because it ends with Grievous kidnapping Palpatine, and that's where you pick up in Revenge of the Sith with Obi-Wan and Anakin rescuing him. So this is what this filled in. This was out from 2003 to 2005. Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005, so this was just kind of that to bridge that gap.
Okay, because I pulled up the cast and I saw that Matt Lucas plays Darth Vader, and I'm like, well, I didn't see Darth Vader, so we must be missing something. But you're right, it does lead it right up to the next movie. Just more information, more stuff going on. You know what I mean? You've kind of already seen it before. You kind of know what happens, but there are some side missions. When Anakin runs off and has to do his vision quest to become a Jedi Knight. It's in the middle before he becomes a Jedi Knight, and it continues.
Yeah, and that's the big glaring difference between this and the actual Star Wars canon, was they made Anakin an actual Jedi Knight in this, and he never got the rank of Jedi Knight in the official Star Wars canon. He was never made a Jedi Knight. So that's one of the big differences that you have between this and the actual Star Wars canon on that. But I did think it was an interesting spin and take with the way that they did it. They made him a knight without him going through and doing the actual trials.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, Obi-Wan was like, look, he's everything that he's accomplished is like the trials. This was the trial of courage. This was a trial of strength. This was, going through and saying these things that he did in these missions he completed in these wars he fought in were those trials. And this is an unorthodox time. We need more Jedi Knights. Here we go.
I guess, right? I mean, what's the difference between him being a Padawan and being a knight? Like, just, hey, guess what? You're a knight now. Now, what does that do for him? You know what I mean? Does it elevate his. I guess he becomes a general in the military there. You know what I mean? I don't know the massive big difference in just saying like you said, they said we need more knights, and they just promoted him. What
Yeah.
is the difference between what he's doing now and what I guess he can do some missions on his own?
Yeah, he doesn't have to be kind of attached to Obi-Wan, although you see in the official Clone Wars, the show that came out that becomes the official canon, there were times where they were separated. I mean, even in the movie, there were times they were separated and things like that. So
Mhm.
it's I think a lot of it just has to do with the title and the rank and where you stand with it. Not having to take orders from a Jedi Knight, you're instead of being a Padawan and listening. I don't know.
He was super mouthy in this show. Like he mouthed off a couple times. I was waiting for Obi-Wan to give him the old,
Just
the
give 'em-
old pipe down bring him down a peg or two. Who was your favorite character through this whole thing? Both episodes.
you didn't really get a chance in this to really get to know the characters and really fall in love with anyone. There were some characters that you see in like Mace Windu, for example. They made him so overpowered it was ridiculous. Like at that one point when he's surrounded by all the clones and he's just like, okay, let's do this. And loses his lightsaber, and guess what? I don't need a lightsaber. I'm a ninja, and I'm gonna keep punching and kicking, and you're just like, bless. He's just they really made him overpowered. I thought Grievous was kind of overpowered in this, as he's taking on like 6 Jedi's. Like, I know Grievous was strong, but you're not taking on 6 Jedi's like that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, he was a bit much. But my favorite was you said him right immediately, Mace Windu. He was out of control, fighting with his hands too. Like he was just sitting there. I mean, just going to town, just
Yeah, just
beating their ass like there was no tomorrow. I mean, it was
and
great.
at one point he jumped what like looked like 50 miles. Like
They were
I,
having some fun. They were having some fun.
oh, they definitely were. And you talk about the animation. The animation from this, it really took from. It was a show that I didn't watch, but I was aware of was Samurai Jack. It looked a lot like Samurai Jack. I'd seen bits and pieces of it, things like that. But it had that style. One of the creators of this was one of the creators from Samurai Jack, and it was right there in that wheelhouse. This was aired on Cartoon Network when it came out, along with that show and several other shows that came out around that time frame. But I mean, all in all, it's very, very dramatic too. Like I'm just sitting there watching. It's just drenched with drama and dramatics and nonstop action and very little dialogue. The clones were even more powerful in this than they were in the movies. They kind of tended to overpower just about everybody. I
Mhm.
kind of figured. Um, but all in all, I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. I'm glad I watched it.
Got a lot of Padme, and they brought up their love affair several times, and what were they going to do in the future and things like that. And different spin, I guess, but it was still the same. But you hear her music go off, and you look up immediately, and you know exactly who it was, and it was good to see her.
Yeah, it's good to see her. It's this was actually, it won Emmys when it came out for the show and things like that. I saw it was an Emmy award winning, but all in all, it wasn't bad. It was good. I enjoyed it. Glad I watched it. Could see myself throwing it up and watching it again if I'm sitting here having one of those days where it's like I've watched everything that I'm going to watch and now I'm just looking for something else to rewatch and I come across it. Yeah, I'll push play on it and sit down and watch it.
Yeah, this is found on the Disney Plus Star Wars Vintage.
The
There's like
vintage. Yep.
6 or 7 of them, maybe 8, and they have they all lined up. And yeah, we're gonna start going through them, I presume, and I'm gonna watch them anyways. These are shows that I don't remember, that I never watched. Maybe as a child I watched the Ewoks. I don't know, but I'm gonna go back and see if it jogs any memories.
Yeah, there's a couple. The next couple things we'll watch for this will be the 2 Ewok movies. They were like the made-for-TV movies. We'll start with the first one, then the second one, and watch those for the next couple weeks and check those out. And I I think I remember seeing them when I was younger, but again, it's been so long since I've seen them let's go back and revisit it. I mean, me and you we're both big Star Wars fans. We could see behind me, I got Star Wars stuff. Behind you, I could see some of your Star Wars helmets. We talk Star Wars all the time. We're still reviewing the Bad Batch. The new episode comes out tomorrow, so we'll have our reaction to that after we're done watching that tomorrow morning. But I can't get enough Star Wars. It's just one of those things that I'll watch everything they put out and just take it all in.
Yeah, why not?
Yep. You got anything else for us today?
That's it. Go out there and watch it. It's not bad. It's worth
Check it out.
worth your time.
Disney Plus, Star Wars Clone Wars 2D micro series. Again, it's a quick 2 hours to watch them both. You'll enjoy it. It's fun. But hey, until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Deuces.